I'm Connie, hedegaard, EU Commissioner for Climate Action.
First of all, can you tell us what tendency in relation to climate change which is concerning you mostly?
Well, there are many concerns. One concern is that it seems that most of the world agrees that we have to move forward in making the transition to a low-carbon society, a resource-efficient society. But then when it comes to the specifics, there are so many interests in protecting business as usual. So what concerns me is, how do we make this transition fast enough? How can we bring all the good solutions we have to the scale that we need? That is where I see some of the barriers. And I think that we need both the market and the market forces. They are very good at delivering solutions. But the market also needs politicians and politics. And we have to have an interplay between these two things. We cannot get to where we want to be without the markets, but we can also not get to where we want to be without politics. And the one does not make it alone. They have to go hand in hand. And there I think that one of the things the politicians should do was to dare to think for the long term. We are faced with long-term challenges. We cannot make the transition through short-term thinking. We need also to feel a responsibility to think for the longer term.
Do you have a specific issue that you're advocating for here at 3GF?
I think one of the messages I've had also for the business part is that, okay, here we are surrounded by a lot of good guys, a lot of front runners. I really hope they could take their very, very good and strong messages and their thinking also to the core of the business organizations, because they often have to do what the majority of their members think should be done. And as long as you only have front runners, a little here and a little there, it does not move the organizations, the business organizations, with the speed I would like to see. So it is a lot to ask for those who are already among the most progressive and among the most active. But I hope that they will go back in their organizational structures and sort of say, this is not going away. We have to create the future markets. We have to create the green transition.
So do you think this year's 3GF will make changes?
At least I think that it's always good that people come together, feel that they are not alone in this fight. I would only as always hope that it's not the same people meeting at many different conferences. We need now to broaden the circle of those who really get this message. But I have to say, when the World Bank chief last week and the IMF chief last week, when they opened the fall session of the World Bank and IMF, when they start to say, you cannot have the growth and the development you need in the 21st century unless you get serious about climate, then I hope that we are starting to move also at the large scale.